Hi all, hope you're well. So this is going to be the first of my walks. I'm not very good at this, I'm not very confident at this, but as Nathan keeps telling me, the more I do it, the more I will be. So this is going to be the first of one of my walks that I'm going to share with you. And today I just wanted to talk about something simple, but it is life changing really. It's just to return to your own pace. I think for years we've done the school runs, we've done the hustle and bustle and the morning routines of dragging the kids out of out of bed and the hissy fits and the screaming, and the getting up and making sure that your makeup's okay, or whatever you used to do, to be honest. And it was just a very stressful environment. And I've just you try to keep up with the expectations of everybody else. You don't not go looking your best, and all of that really. Which I haven't missed at all, to be honest. I can get up in the mornings. If we want to make pancakes together, we can make pancakes together. If Dylan just wants to sit and slob and I want to sit and slob out for the day, we can do. There's no immediate pace. There's no rush to get things done. For example, today we've got up, we've had breakfast, we've gone for a lovely walk with the dogs. I've taken Dylan swimming, had enough of that, so then he wanted to go and play in the park, so we went and played in the park for an hour. And it's just a simple, easy pace. We don't have a clock, we don't clock watch, we don't follow a time really. It's just as and when. Dylan likes to, he still likes to colour in bits and pieces like that, and I love to do that with him. So, we just go at our own pace, and it is so nice to just stop and go at your own pace and go. We can come out for another beautiful walk, and there's no rush. We can go back in and I'll get dinner started when I'm ready. When the boys are hungry in that sense. And these days are just slowly making me feel a bit more like myself, not so stressed, not so overwhelmed, I think, of trying to keep up with expectations and standards. We can just go at our own pace and do what we like when we like. And it really is a beautiful message and a beautiful way of life. As you can see, it's just absolutely stunning, quiet, peaceful. Not that school ground screaming and fighting and the kids coming in and then being tired and nagging at you, and you're flustered and tired because you've done a long day at work and you just don't get to breathe. I get my stuff done. The boys tend to go out, give me a couple of hours, and I'll just potter and do the bits that I need to do. As you've probably heard from some of Nathan's talks, I'm not one to walk miles and miles. It doesn't really interest me. I would much prefer just to plot up on a beach. But when the boys do go out for their walks, it gives me a chance to get done what I need to get done in the houses that we're staying in, and making sure that everything is where it needs to be and what it needs to be really. It's just a really slow pace, and I like a slow pace. I've never been one to like to be pressured into doing things that I don't like to do, or feeling like I have to do things just because someone expects that of me. And that's what I'm instilling in Dylan, is at the end of the day, it's your life, you choose your path, and we follow that with ease and grace. So, I mean, it's just about slowing down, ladies, honestly. I mean, I'm 39 years old now, not getting any younger. My body's starting to realise it can't do the things that it used to do. So just slowing down and taking a breath and going, do you know what, I've just not got the energy for it today, but I don't have to do it. If I don't choose to, I don't have to. So it's just a lovely, lovely way of life that we're living at the minute. It really is. It's just peaceful, resonating and beautiful, to be fair. And Dylan's growing into a lovely, mature young man and choosing his path. And that's all I've ever wanted for him, is just to be confident and know what he's doing for the right reasons, in that sense. Oh, sorry, just taking a breath. I'm not really keen on walking, but it's just beautiful. I think it just depends on the location, doesn't it? So, I think from my talks, all you're going to get really is just a slower pace. Just how to do things at a slower pace and not feel guilty, because that mum guilt is a killer. I always had the mum guilt consistently when he was at school, and being bullied and pressured, and everything else that went with the schooling environment. And I just felt guilty. I felt guilty for not sending him to school. I felt guilty for sending him to school. I could never win. Just coming up on a little sausage dog. I could never win if his achievements. Hello. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Gorgeous. If he didn't achieve what he needed to achieve, I felt guilty. If he, there's so many mum guilts, isn't there? If you want 5 minutes to yourself, you feel guilty. And in this life, I don't have to. Dylan's out exploring and growing and maturing, and I'm finding my own rhythm, my own pace, and getting back to my roots, really, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Of the way I actually want to live, with no stress, no pressure. The wife guilt's also there of, am I doing enough? Am I being enough? And that's always hard to deal with all of us, I think, and I think we all feel that. Whereas, now together we have our own space apart, we have breathing space, and that means that we enjoy our company together a lot more. It's brought me and Nathan closer together, and us as a family, and the boys together as well. So, the guilt starts to slowly fade. I don't suppose it ever goes, but it definitely starts to dissipate. So yeah, I mean, like I say, these are what my talks are going to be about, is less of the mum guilt, more of the living. And we are our own people at the end of the day. We are a mum and a wife, but we are our own people, and we can make our own choices and stop the hustle and bustle if we choose to, and just actually step out into nature and just breathe. So thank you for joining me today. That is my walk of my own peace and quiet. And I will be back tomorrow, possibly, maybe the next day, not sure. And Nathan will tell me off for that. But hey, I'll be back tomorrow for another little walk and another little chat. So I hope this has helped. Just try and get rid of that mum guilt, and just live and breathe and walk in your own rhythm at your own pace. And nobody need question that. Have a nice evening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.